Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are here to react to episode 1 of the Obi-Wan series. I am so excited for this. I think Star Wars, more than any other property in the fictional universes, means the most to me out of all of them. I grew up on the prequels. Literally, I think the first one came out when I was like 4 or 5, so I have been a diehard for the prequels for 20 years, and to see the love that they've gotten and the hype for this show has made me very emotional. So if I get emotional watching this show, please don't judge me too hard. I'm probably gonna cry watching this show. I'm already starting to get a little teary-eyed just talking about it. I watched the Star Wars Celebration and watching Hayden and Ewan interview and talk about how they're so excited to be back. I started crying, and it's just like I'm so excited for this show. I'm so excited to see Obi-Wan go from the end of episode 3 to the start of episode 4, and that transition from being this kind of charismatic guy to kind of being this like weird loner out in the out in the sand. And maybe we'll see some snippets of young Luke, some snippets maybe of young Leia, because I know Jimmy Smits is gonna be in this series. I'm curious to see how much we see Hayden as Darth Vader. Probably not a ton, but it would be really cool. We're gonna get a hefty amount of the Inquisitors, pulled straight from Rebels and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how people think of those characters, especially if they haven't seen Rebels. And I feel like even if this show is awful, even if it's like the most garbage tier show to ever exist, I'm gonna be in love with it until the day I die, purely because it is Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan and Hayden Christensen back as Anakin slash Darth Vader. Like I'm gonna love every second of it just purely for the fact that it exists. So excuse me if I fanboy too hard and kind of wipe away any faults that appear in these episodes. I don't care. I'm in love with this show. This show is, before I even watch it, this show is a 10 out of 10. So, and it's directed by Deborah Chow, who crushed it on the episodes that she directed of The Mandalorian. So the fact that she is directing every single episode is super cool. We kind of get a singular vision throughout, and I'm just so excited to watch it. Now, this dropped 3 hours early on Disney Plus, which is like a blessing because that means I don't have to be awake at 2 a.m. to watch the first episode. I can watch it at 11. So, gang, hopefully they continue with that trend, because I think that is would be a positive thing going forward if at least in the US, because I feel like most of Disney Plus's viewership happens in the United States. So I think that would be a positive trend going forward if they, especially if they want to have shows that are event style watching, weekly, like everyone's sitting down at the same time to watch this thing. I think dropping them not at midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. is a quality decision. So I can't wait any longer to jump into this. So before we do that, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me, and it helps my channel grow a lot. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me react to more Star Wars content. I'll be reacting to all of this, and then we have the Andor series coming in August, so I'm really pumped about that one as well. And then if you want to support me even further, consider checking out my Patreon. On my Patreon, I post full uncuts for everything I watch. So if you're interested in seeing the uncut reaction in this episode, you can find that over there. Since this is the first episode of a season, that uncut will be completely public for anyone to check out and see if it's something you're interested in going forward. And if it is, your support would mean a ton to me over there. Also on my Patreon, you can get select non-live shows early, whether that be like an hour early or a day early or whatever. Since Obi-Wan is going to be releasing weekly, that probably won't apply for Obi-Wan. Maybe like a couple minutes early. You know, I'll post it, and then as I'm making my thumbnail, you guys can watch it. I don't know. But yeah, your support over there would mean the world to me. Otherwise, let's jump into episode 1 of the Obi-Wan series.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
Anakin Skywalker? Meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Crying. God dang it. Frick, man. Oh. Pull it together.
The boy you trained, gone you mean?
I will not kill Anakin.
I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. It's over, Anakin. You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy this Sith, not join them.
He's still alive.
You were my brother, Anakin.
You shall be known as Darth Vader.
Oh, I'm already emotional just from that recap. Flip, dude. I love Star Wars. Oh no! Oh my god. What if we see Grogu? This is the Jedi Temple. Is this on Coruscant? Oh my god, the clones look so good. And this is why that flashback in Book of Boba Fett looked so great. They probably made it for this show. Oh, oh no. Rip to her.
What do we do now? We run.
Die, I guess. Oh my god. Ain't no way these younglings survive. Oh. Jesus Christ, dude. I can't believe this is happening. Like, the fact that this show exists, I don't understand. 10 years later. 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. There's the looming presence of the Empire. That when they come in, it's just a massive shadow over everyone. Thematically, that's so good. I still think they made the Grand Inquisitor look a little goofy. You know, maybe if they update his look slightly for season 2, that would be fantastic. If they're probably not doing a season 2, but if the Grand Inquisitor shows up in anything else, maybe update his look just slightly. And I guess Rebels does have an exaggerated art style, so it's fine.
You hunt Jedi.
In actuality, I would say the Jedi hunt themselves.
It is like an itch.
Do you know the key to hunting Jedi?
So they're gonna like attack the people of this little bar to force the Jedi to out themselves.
His compassion has been his undoing.
Oh, sorry, bud. You're gonna die.
Prepare him for interrogation. You'll never find us all.
Oh, she just wanted to kill him. She's a little gung-ho.
You will forget this fixation with Kenobi, or I will relieve you of your duties. Is that clear?
Yes, Grand Inquisitor.
My guess is maybe she has some internal conflict with turning to the dark side, and she's overcorrecting a little too hard. That's why she's so reckless and gung-ho, and, you know, it's kind of like Kylo Ren, where that internal conflict, to combat that pull to the light, they go even harder towards the dark side. Wow, that's like a giant fish. What is that? I feel like I recognize that thing. What is that thing? He's just so sad. He wants to help, but he knows the risks that comes with him exposing himself like that, because he has more than just himself to protect. He's got to protect Luke, and so as much as he probably wants to help, he can't do anything. The music, oh, so good. That's so cool. That's like in Rise of Skywalker, when Rey made that little muffin, which was practical, by the way. Kind of cool just to see the food like materialize like that. Does he live with a Jawa?
Yes, I had some parts stolen. I need a new processor board.
He's got one, baby. For 80, he'll toss that in for free.
If you're going to steal my parts and then sell them back to me, could you at least clean them first, as a courtesy?
Cleaning costs extra. What a little goober. I'm trying to keep it together, honestly. It's the struggle. Oh, man.
Master.
Please. Has he cut himself off from the Force, and that's why he's not able to communicate with him? I hope he shows up at some point as a Force ghost. That'd be so cool. Oh, toy for Luke. Little toy spaceship.
I thought I saw you in town, but I wasn't sure. I didn't think you'd survived.
You're making some kind of mistake.
I'm sorry, my name is Nari. There's no mistake. You have no idea what I've been through.
Oh, I think he knows exactly. He's going through the same thing.
You'll draw too much attention.
But I have nowhere to go. They're hunting me. You have to help me.
You want my help? Take this. Walk into the middle of the desert and bury it in the ground.
Is that what he did with his own?
What about the people that need us? What about the fight?
The fight is over.
The fight is done.
We lost.
We lost.
What happened to you?
He's got someone to protect. He can't let him know. You know, if it wasn't to protect Luke, Obi-Wan would probably still be on the front lines of this fight. But there's something more important. Oh my God, is this young Leia?
There will be sweet mellows at the reception after. If you behave,
Making someone cry
I'll
is
let you.
exactly something Leia would do. That's not Leia.
You would find it amusing.
The servants are like, I didn't do it.
Or in the woods.
Probably the woods. Look at that Disney princess. She runs so weird. That kid's the goofiest runner.
No? Traitor?
Wow, she's actually like a really good young Leia.
Do what?
Like the tone of her voice and the cadence and stuff reminds me a lot of original trilogy Leia.
You know, I can feel you doing that.
Get pranked. Who's this? Is there going to be an attempt on her life?
I want you to stay away from him. We don't need anything from you, Ben.
It's just a tool. It's a lot more than that.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Obi. I'm his uncle. We talked about this.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father.
Anakin is dead.
And I won't let you make the same mistake twice. So leave him on the farm with his family where he belongs.
Hey man, you only have him on the farm because Obi-Wan brought him here. I feel like Obi-Wan's got more ownership over that kid than Owen does.
This is the Outer Rim. You have no rights here. We're not under the Empire's...
Oh.
You know something?
She's so angry.
Tell me where the Jedi is, or this man and his family die! Save his family?
That other Jedi is gonna step in.
Stand down, third sister.
She's so angry and
Next time.
she's got some vendetta beyond the norm.
You are too impulsive.
Sick of wasting time. This place is beneath us.
What is it you think you will gain?
It's kind of funny she accuses him of looking in the wrong places but thinks that this planet is beneath her. Yo, Owen has some sort of vendetta against him. I mean, maybe Owen thinks that if Obi-Wan is even remotely present, that it poses a danger to Luke, or that he'll get him killed. You know, but like, the only reason he's here in the first place is because Obi-Wan entrusted him to you. I feel like you don't have a right to be so mean to him. It's so interesting. It's like, the city is so futuristic. I mean, granted, it is the Star Wars universe, but like, it just looks crazy. You booty.
Your Highness.
Y-O.
My pleasure.
You think you're droids?
It's good manners.
You don't need manners when you're talking to a lower life form.
Then
Okay,
I guess I don't need
you're a
manners
butthole.
when I'm talking to you.
Savage Leia.
Your father. You want him to like you, so you repeat what he says. even though you don't really know what it means. You think being like him will make people frightened of you, but really, you're the one who's scared. Never made one decision for yourself in your entire life, and you never will.
Verbally undress this kid. Get roasted, you absolute scrub.
Your cousin.
He's rude to droids.
You have to rise above Leia.
He's rude to droids.
Not even a real Organa.
You are an Organa in every way. One day this planet will look to you, Leia.
And it'll get blown up.
In many ways, you just have to find yours.
Imagine the look on your cousin's face when you get to boss him around for real.
Imagine the look on his face before he gets eviscerated. Oh, rip to Alderaan, but, you know, when that kid dies in 10 years, it's going to be incredible. Who is this guy?
Hello, princess.
Vect. Okay, so they're gonna kidnap her or something? Ain't no way they can't catch her. She's got 2-foot legs. She's got that force-sensitive ingenuity. Yo, these guys suck at chasing. What is this, Three Stooges? They can't do anything. That's on the volume. You can tell.
She needs you, Obi-Wan.
Help her, Obi-Wan. You're her only hope.
I can't leave here, Bail. My duty is to the boy.
What about your duty to his sister?
Yeah. Can't only care about one of these kids.
It's been 10 years.
Come on, Obi-Wan. You have a duty to both of these kids. Oh, this is the scene from the trailer. The Jedi's dead. Someone gave him up. Someone's in his cave.
She's headed for Dayu.
Came in person.
I can't leave the boy.
This isn't about the boy, and you know it. You've made mistakes. We all did. It's the past.
Yeah.
Move on. Be done with it.
He's wallowing in his own failure.
But you can save her.
And what if I can't?
There is no one I trust more with my child than you.
Please. Old friend.
Staggering the difference
For her.
in attitude that Bale has versus Owen. You gotta do it, Obi-Wan. You have a duty to both of these kids. What if she just escapes on her own? Doesn't even need Obi-Wan. She's like, F this place. Oh, he's got to uncover his lightsaber. There it is. Oh, he's got both of them.
You sure he's gonna come?
He fought beside her father during the war. He'll come.
Oh, this is a plan to draw Obi-Wan out.
The Jedi will hunt himself.
Ah. not even gonna hide it? Dude, someone's gonna see that. God dang it. Oh man, I'm a friggin' blubbering mess. Oh, this was incredible. It's everything I expected. Even more so than I expected, because I did not expect to see. I mean, I knew we'd see like Bail Organa, but I had no idea we were gonna see young Leia and spend a significant amount of the episode following her. So it's very interesting, and she crushed it. Like, that little girl crushed that role. And it's just this right away. Just the little 3-4 minute recap of the prequels had me bawling like a baby. Like, it's so good. The opening scene of Order 66 happening in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, I believe that was Coruscant, was crazy. No way those younglings lived. They're super dead. But like, spending most of this episode on Tatooine, at least in the Obi-Wan focus segments, and really diving into the despair of what it's like to live under the Empire's thumb, especially when they are hunting the Jedi in your area, right? Because first even like hint of their appearance, the shadow of their ship up above, is just such a visually good storytelling element to show that, like, literally, even before they land, like, the Empire is a shadow over the Outer Rim and the Inner Rim and everywhere. Like, it's people live under their shadow, and it's just like, it's crazy cool. The Inquisitors are intimidating. You know, I quickly got over the look of the Grand Inquisitor, because a lot of people thought he looked weird and not good. But I think once you realize that Rebels has Clone Wars and Rebels have a very stylistic animation style, where everything, like, all their proportions are kind of heightened. I don't mind the way he looks. You know, it's interesting. And their methods of hunting the Jedi, where they're not necessarily like searching for them through the Force, because a lot of these Jedis have probably cut themselves off from the Force, or at least like are good at hiding it in some respect. They use like the telltale actions of the Jedi. Like, even if the Jedi cut themselves off from the Force, the intrinsic values and morality that's built into them is something that they can't so easily put away, because they've spent their entire lives being taught that they are the protectors of justice and the protectors of the light and morality in the galaxy. And so they just stroll into this saloon and they're like, we're just gonna kill this guy. Well, actually, the third sister is like, I'm gonna kill this guy. Chucks a knife at this dude's face, draws the Jedi out, and right away, she is reckless as hell. Like, there's something beyond that, right? Like, it reminds me of, in the game Jedi Fallen Order, what is it, the second sister, or whichever, I forgot if the main Inquisitor that hunts you is the second sister, but she has this intense hatred towards the Jedi and towards her master and Cal, because of, she has this internal conflict, this slight pulling to the light, and also a resentment for feeling like she was abandoned, and that the dark side was able to take her because her master essentially gave her up and abandoned her. And so I'm curious, and also similar to Kylo Ren in the sequels, where he has this strong internal conflict where he feels as though he should be, on the dark side, but he's consistently feeling this pull to the light. And because he doesn't want to go to the light, he hates that. He lashes out with these negative emotions and reckless behavior. And I see a lot of similarities in the third sister here, where she's just reckless. And the other Inquisitors are literally like holding her back. Like, I think to a certain extent, she talks about how Tatooine is beneath them. I think she secretly thinks that the other Inquisitors are beneath her. Right? Like, even though she is, taking orders from the Grand Inquisitor and, being that submissive role, right? Like, she's not defying him. I think secretly she thinks she's better than them because they've been looking for 10 years for Obi-Wan Kenobi and they can't find him. And then she even calls it, she's like, maybe you're looking in the wrong places. Like, doubting their abilities, acting without their permission, going against what they want. They have to literally stop her from cutting that lady down. She cuts someone's hand off, she's just so impulsive. And I think that it probably is because of an inner sense of conflict in her, is my guess. But this Jedi flees and, finds Obi-Wan. I don't know how he found him so easily, but he found him. He's like, oh, I saw you in town. And it's like, okay, yeah, I guess. It's interesting because Obi-Wan sent out, if we remember correctly, Obi-Wan sent out that hollow message to all the Jedis where he was like, stay hidden. The Jedi Order has fallen, hide, run and hide. And now this guy is like, dude, if you come out, like, you are, like, it's not just a situation of like finding another Jedi, like a normal Jedi, and being like, okay, we're together, but we still need to hide. This is like him seeing a general, like literally a general in the war, like the top Jedi, as far as he's aware of, the top Jedi that's alive, being like, dude, if anybody can fight, if anybody can go against the establishment right now and rebel, it's you. And Obi-Wan is like, I can't, like, we're not going to do this, because he's not just hiding to protect himself, which is something that this Jedi doesn't know, is he's hiding to protect Luke, because Obi-Wan knows, one, he's got to look after Luke. Even if Owen doesn't want him to, he has to look after him. And if he leaves to go fight, he's not looking after Luke. And then also draws a ton of attention, especially if he's doing stuff on this planet. Draws a ton of attention. Someone will come find Luke. It's interesting that he doesn't feel that sort of sense of duty towards Leia. And my guess is it's because Luke's a boy. And Luke very much reminds him of Anakin, where he is much more easily able to draw that connection of, I failed Anakin, I'm not going to fail Luke. I'm not going to fail his son. And he doesn't quite feel the same connection to Leia. One, because he hasn't been watching her for 10 years. And two, it's not as easily relatable as to his failures. But as Bale calls him out, he's like, dude, you're not going after her, not just because of Luke. Like, you're wallowing in your own failure. You've self-exiled after failing Anakin, but his child needs your help. And I think that's what gets him to do it. And he can't tell this Jedi that, and this Jedi thinks that he's just a coward, and ends up dying. The Inquisitors kill this Jedi anyway. And it's just so unfortunate. One thing that is annoying to me is freaking Owen's like hatred for Obi-Wan, which is, it's so frustrating because like we know that he he develops this dislike for him over the course of time, and he won't even let him anonymously drop off a toy. He like smashes it at his feet, and it's like, dude, like I get it to a certain extent, but like this kid wouldn't even be in your life if it weren't for Obi-Wan. The fact that Obi-Wan chose you and brought this kid to your doorstep and asked you to take care of it, like I to a certain extent, especially knowing the history with his father and the history in the original trilogy, I think Obi-Wan has more of a right to this kid than Owen does, even though Owen is technically his uncle. It's like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, I feel like Owen, I don't know. He thinks that Anakin, or he thinks that Obi-Wan will fail him like he failed his father, and he probably attributes some of Anakin's falling directly to Obi-Wan, which is not completely unfair. Some of that is on Obi-Wan, definitely, but a lot of it is really on the failings of the rest of the Jedi Order and not necessarily Obi-Wan's fault. He did let some of these things go too far with Anakin, but I think both Owen and Owen and Obi-Wan are placing too much of the blame on Obi, and I think Owen needs to friggin' chill. But yeah, going back to Leia, this little girl friggin' crushed the role. Like the cadence, the accent, the way she taught, just her attitude screams Leia. Like this girl crushed it. Just from even the first few words that she was saying, I could hear Carrie Fisher from the original trilogy talking through this little child, and it was just like she's so good, and she's so sassy. And but she's not just like a sassy kid, she's a good-hearted kid. She's kind to droids, and when her cousin calls out her for saying thank you to a droid, she's like, listen, like so easily just picks apart this kid's whole psyche and is like, you just repeat the things your father says because you want to be like him, because you're afraid of him. And it's that attitude can be applied to so many people, even in real life, of all these people that are just filled with like hatred and bigotry and all that jazz, like talking about lesser life forms. It's like you're just repeating what your father or your mother said because you're afraid and you want them to like you, and you've never made a real choice for yourself. And it's like, dude, Leia. And it's like, they're like, apologize to him. And it's like, what's the point in apologizing? This kid's going to be dead in 10 years. This whole planet's going to be dust. Which I shouldn't think that's hilarious, but weirdly, I think that's hilarious that Leia is going to be the only one that makes it out of this planet. But yeah, Obi-Wan has to go uncover his lightsabers. He's got his and Anakin's lightsaber. And he's got to go save Leia. And similar tactics to what they did in the saloon, the Inquisitors got it's interesting because the Inquisitors don't know that Leia is Anakin's son or Anakin's daughter. They're just kidnapping her because of her connection to Bail. Like, she's just thinking, they worked together in the Clone Wars. They were friends. If anything's gonna draw Obi-Wan out, it will be him requesting help, right? Like, so it's kind of smart, but also like, if you only knew truly how important this kid was. Similar tactics though, draw the Jedi out due to their need to help, and it's gonna be crazy. I assume the next episode is him getting her back. I wonder if how much of the season would that be, right? Like, you know, is the whole season going to be him trying to get Leia back? You know, we thought that there would be a deeper connection to Luke in this series, but what if it's all about Leia? That would be very interesting. I don't know. I'm so happy that this show exists, and I loved this first episode. I'm going to jump right into episode 2 here in just a couple minutes. So, and then in 2 hours after that, we got Stranger Things season 4. So we got a busy week for sure. And then next week, The Boys comes back, and it's just crazy. And we still got Heartstopper and Euphoria on the channel as well. So we got a lot of busyness happening right now. But those are all my thoughts on this first episode. Definitely let me know what you guys thought. Are you as excited for this show as I am? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked my reaction, please leave a like on the video. That means a ton to me and it helps my channel out a lot. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. Especially if you want to see me react to more of Obi-Wan and more Star Wars stuff, including Andor in August. That would mean a ton. And then if you want to support me even further, consider checking out my Patreon. Again, I post full uncuts for everything I watch in watch-along format over there. And since this is the first episode of a season, that full length will be completely public for anyone to check out and see if it's something you're interested in. If it is, supporting me would mean the world. I really want to be able to do this type of thing full-time, and the best way for that to happen is via support on Patreon. So please consider checking that out. But other than that, I think that's all I got. I'm just stoked to jump into the next episode. So I'll catch you guys over there.